Yeah, look, going back to Zaim and starting, 91, I stepped out of IIM Bangalore after 6 years. And I asked myself what is the best I could do. And I said, this is something where I'm good at. I started in 1960. So 91 means 31 years already. Now I have completed 60 years. July 3rd, I completed 60 years. So this is something which I knew well. One. Two, I was always fascinated, committed, loved the XLRI pattern of training. And I was keen that I must start a business school of that kind in South India. And Bangalore gave me the platform because I was here almost 6 years as the director. So the moment that was over, I said, this is my call and I'm going to do it. Different one, not very large like an IIM, relatively smaller one, but very personalized training was my motto, personalized training. Now, accidentally I happened to go to the Oberoi as VP HR. And Oberoi's famous expression is personalized care, personalized attention. I like that expression. And I said, our motto will be personalized development of the students. And that's the way I saw that institution, smaller, but very personalized, very intimate, student by student, like a family. And of course, I was very particular, this gives the best diversity possible, and we always maintain that diversity. That includes gender, about 57, 58% women. And we are proud of that. So that's the kind of school which I want to build. And from almost nothing, and God has been kind, and my friends were kind, and some of the industry is very, very good, helped us. Built the campus here in the electronic city, one of the finest locations possible, right in the midst of the thick of IT industry. It grew, succeeded, but when we came to 180, I said, no, I'm not going to grow beyond 180. Because I always believed I should be able to put our arms around, not too big. So we stopped at 180 and then said, okay, let's have one in Kochi with 120. When Kochi has moved up, then we said, all right, it's time to move to Madras. So we started Madras. 3, and there we stopped. We thought we will consolidate. The consolidate is this, not to expand, but intensify our effort in students' development. And that is especially about XIME. And the journey has been very, very difficult in the first few years because we had no money. And we had decided in no case we will accept 1 rupee as donation from the student or his father. We never. And we also believed all admissions will be on merit, and we are committed to it all these years. When somebody asked me about, okay, now how about all? I said, this wall has no blood of a student. We never took 1 rupee as bribe. Everyone from all parts, whether it is Kashmir or Kanyakumari or Ahmedabad or Ambala or what, everyone came on merit, and that gives me great satisfaction. A number of key observers or students of technology, economic development, industrial progress, etc., said, if you want to predict what is going to happen, 10 years, what's going to happen? They always said, look back 10 years and see what really has happened. And you can project it. Likewise, we look back as to what has happened in the last 10 years. What are the kind of changes that has happened? It was there was no revolution, except for the COVID thing that came in. There was no revolution. It was almost incremental growth, incremental, not quantum. So we are in the traditional areas, all that marketing, finance, HR, operations kind of thing. We added analytics. This is one came up strongly. Next year, we are adding international business. Then we also hope to have a separate PGDM for HR, like XLR. So in other words, our recent addition was analytics, a full specialization with number of electives in that area. One. Number two, we intend to introduce international business. We are very strong in that, international business. These are the two additions or specializations. Otherwise, it's all traditional. Marketing, finance, HR, that are the operations kind. Yes, we are pretty advanced. We don't want to do in terms of simple fancy to add kind of things. We would like to stay closer to the ground reality. We are in a 400 quarter acre land in Electronic City. We have 1.65 lakhs square feet built up area for 360 students. Per student, this will be one of the finest in the country. 1.65 square feet built up area for 360 students. And the total thing is residential. No student can stay outside. It is totally residential, right? So we have 400 quarter acres of land. We are not in half an acre or something. It's pretty spread out, football ground, basketball, tennis court, all that things are there. It is total. Okay. Now we were in an ARF in the first year at 30, and the second year was some 50 or 75. Then we gone out because honestly, a lot of universities came up. It's not the typical, if you look at NIRF, they are not the typical business schools. If there is typical business schools, and if we can tell them, now you make business schools to compete, and not integrated universities coming and competing, showing up a lot of common things, and then you get carried away. Take business school to business school, apple to apple, we'll be there. Let me say, we go by one of the tests, and we have 75 putas. I'll tell you again, that's a kind of our ethical thing. We can keep that open without announcing and later say our cutoff is 80. And a lot of boys get cut off without any scope of coming here. And we got the 1,500 rupees. We said no. We say our cutoff is 75. If you are above that, only apply. And everyone who applies, we call him, because he satisfies our minimum requirements. Many other places, they don't announce the cutoff at the beginning, and hundreds and thousands are cut off with no way to come back to us. So we announce that one cutoff. And the second one is, after all, even today, although we are in India and Hindi and local languages, English is the business language, so we look at very carefully his communication ability. This is one on which we put a lot of emphasis. Is he good in English? I'm sorry, I'm not apologetic about saying that, because that is the business language now. So we look at that as second one. And third one is we look at in terms of his past. Is there anything proven of leadership, achievement, or something by which he is innovating? We usually ask him, what is distinctive about you? Please mention anything that you achieved, anything where you stood out. So that's the second one that you look at. And then, of course, his marks and this, that, and the other, we looked at that. So we are looking at people who are achievement driven, had a clarity about his career, and proven for his past performance that he's potentially a good manager. English is basic. Now, diversity in terms of geography. We usually have 22 to 24 states represented here. This year there are 23. Now there is no single state which is more than 12% share. It was Bengal or Tamil Nadu, usually. Now, all others are 3, 5, 6, 7 kind of percentage. That's beautiful distribution, beautiful. You walk around, you will hear all languages over here, all basically English, but still you could see that. And that's one, geographical. Secondly, in terms of discipline, we don't do any engineering, re-engineering on that. but it's usually about 50% because our selection is very balanced. So 50% or slightly below engineers, the rest is distributed, which I think is necessary. All engineers is not a good idea. We have experienced and non-experienced fresh graduates. Now, and then gender. I already said when we started, we had 42%, and this year we are 58% girls. So every angle, we are very good in terms of diversity. So anyone wants to come and say, we want 2 candidates from Gujarat. Yes, there are Gujaratis here. Somebody wanted here, somebody wanted an Assam. Right there we have somebody. So that's it. And we have an engineer there, we have a BCom here, we have BBA there, we have VC here, we have pharma here. Right. All are there. Okay, let me take the student's point of view. It's important for them, and we value that, and we respect that, and we say ultimately, then he has to go with the job in his hand, and we are committed to that. But then we never compromised. For example, our placement usually starts in January or February, not before, which would mean that we have covered 5 terms already. We'll do it in the 6th term. In other words, we did not want the placement to come in the way of studies. Studies first. And we'll say, it's like the Greyhound, you say, go Greyhound and leave the driving to us. So I tell them, you do your studies, job will come to you. Now for that, industry interface is very, very important. And that is almost part of our life here. Part of our life. And we have a lot of advantages in that respect because there are a number of senior people like me here. Not only me, there are several people here. For example, we have an ambassador in the faculty. In the faculty, who was our ambassador, Indian Foreign Service. We have a chief secretary here in our faculty here. We have people who held a director's position in personnel or operations or whatever. We have any number of senior people who have huge industry, massive industry connection. That's one of our advantages. And I am all for industry-related industry connection or industry interaction, whatever name that you call it. It's a must and must be strong. And we are. I wish one of your representatives could come and see what we have here. Fully residential, 360 are staying here. And they have separate, of course, girls' hostel has its own dining room and men's has their own. They live separately. We have 2 pieces. So in one piece, the boys come and the other piece, the girls come. If usually at the beginning of the year, a lot of mothers come here to check whether the girls are safe. They look at it and say, yeah, this is the best place, absolute safe, women. So they are in one piece and the boys are on the other side. I mean, I'm not saying that it's anything bad for them to come together, but there are separate hostel, separate halves, 2 halves, and they have their own dining facilities, but everyone is here. Not one is allowed to come from outside. Absolutely, I have no doubt. I have no doubt. For example, IIM Bangalore, if you look at, compared to IIM Bodh Gaya, or IIM Kashipur, look, location is, in marketing they learn location. That's an important aspect. And particularly when you're surrounded by industry, for example, we are right around, we are in an ocean of IT industry. You walk out, it's IT. It is that culture that they live through. And so we can easily get any number of industry leaders to coming here, to speaking to them. They smell the air, they breathe the air of industry over here. And we have friends all around. So location, particularly an industrial city, has a great advantage. And Bangalore, we have that advantage here. In Chennai, we are in Oragadam, which is the manufacturing hub of Tamil Nadu. And Kochi and Kalamassery, again, the industrial part of Kochi. So we have an excellent location, and that matters to students. And I think we have prime locations at all the 3 places. Now, one belief, I don't go to that extent of Schumacher's philosophy, small is beautiful. but I still believe a kind of a number, anything more than 250 in Indian situation is a little too much. So that's my preferred number. And the second one is we must move away from this examination oriented situation, which is happening at the university system. Examination passing. No, the real test is industry. So you're preparing for the industry. And therefore, my preferred system is one half of your faculty should be industry experienced, not fresh PhDs. No, you have at least one half of the faculty should have industry experience. Second. Third, of course, we must have industrial leaders walking into your place every week and interacting with the students. Fourth, that 2-month internship program is very valuable. Take it seriously. Take it seriously and work on it. And finally, an international, today's language. We have a requirement of a foreign language. They should study a foreign language. Then we have an international tour to open them up to France and Germany and Belgium and Singapore and all that kind of places. We have an international tour to open them up. And then one more, leadership is not developed through speaking. Leadership is through practice. We make it honestly I'm telling you, that we give any number of opportunities for them to manage events. By doing that, they develop leadership abilities. So this place is reverberating with activities with the students do. That's the way to develop leadership.